Hey everyone, I'm Johnny, and I just got in the mail a reproduction German M42 helmet. Of course, one of the most famous helmets seen anywhere on countless movies, worn by the German Wehrmacht. And this is going to be a non-sponsored review of the helmet, and I'll try to provide some history into it as well. Germany entered, of course, World War II in 1939 with the M35 helmet as standard. But 1942, due to wartime demands, the M42 was born, and that's because it lost basically the rolled edge. So it's the exact same helmet as earlier models, but no rolled edge, and that saved time in manufacturing, and it cost a lot less steel, but exact same protection. I'm excited to order this reproduction from a company called International Military Antiques. I've ordered excellent reproductions from them in the past, and I know they do reproductions for movies like Fury, so they seem to be pretty legit. Of course, you can still buy authentic M42s, not a ton in Canada, but there are definitely lots out there. Because I know this helmet was adopted by the Spanish, the Danish, and I think the Swedish after World War II, so there's definitely lots of variants out there. But I didn't want to order one I had to put a lot of work into, or I couldn't be certain if anything was compromised on them. I know, there are lots out there with broken straps or funky paint schemes, etc. I got this helmet on sale for what I think, was a good price. I think 50 or 60 American dollars. And I'm happy now holding in my hands. I think it feels pretty good quality. Yes, it's not genuine, and I think that's pretty obvious when you look at it up close. I've had a lot of mixed feedback about the color, but I'm not a genuine Wehrmacht soldier. I don't mind adding reproductions to my military collection, if they're not exactly perfect. I think with color too, it can be very challenging to get it right, or even to know what the exact production shade was in the 1940s. Obviously, helmets fade, and color photography wasn't perfect at the time of production. And in wartime 1940s Germany, I imagine not every factory turning out helmets necessarily had the exact same paint mix anyway. But, hey, that's just me. I know there are thousands of people around who want to argue about the shade, of a helmet and all those little details, but that's okay too. But I'm not a helmet specialist. I think it looks pretty cool. I've had some comments from people too about the vent holes. If you have an opinion on those, please let me know in the comment section below. I think they look all right, but some people seem to have some concern with them. But I'll show you up close the helmet. You can see the quality of the interior, which again, I had mixed opinions on, so please let me know what you think of that as well. The helmet's weight is somewhere between 1 and 1.5 kilograms, which is amazingly and I was surprised by this, about as heavy as a modern helmet. I used to wear a British helmet when I was in the British TA as a kid, and again as a kid in the Canadian Army Reserves. And what I found particularly interesting about this helmet, I was really surprised, is that it's just as comfortable as a modern military helmet. So that to me was an insight in itself that made me appreciate ordering this helmet. When I fastened it up, it's very secure, it's very comfortable. I feel like I could run in it no problem. The shell is constructed of 1.8 millimeter thick steel, exactly the same thickness used by the Germans in World War II. This means our helmet is as heavy and as solid as the original. I don't think it could, stop any decent sized caliber bullets straight on, but it would definitely help against shrapnel, I'm sure. So overall, I'm happy with this helmet. I'll probably put it in my display case, but mostly I just enjoy gaining a tactile appreciation for history. I like having an idea of what something might have felt like when I see it on TV, etc. Obviously, genuine is best, but if you are a novice collector like me, I think reproductions can be just as interesting. And I just want to touch as well on the simplicity of the helmet. If I were to give any advice, I'd be to keep it simple. I think every reenactor and cosplayer, when they get a helmet, is tempted to pimp these out because that's our nature, is to overdo everything. But it's not necessary in this case. The majority of helmets being produced in 1942 and onwards did not have fancy German flag decals or swastikas, etc., simply because it cost more in production and took away from camouflage. If you absolutely must have some flash on your helmet and you want to be more authentic, buy an earlier version of the Stahlhelm, such as the M35 or M40. If you want to deck out your M42, best advice I can give you is go for a Luftwaffe or Kriegsmarine decal, as those seem to be more common on M42s. The Army didn't use them as much. Okay, so I hope you found the helmet interesting. If you want to support my channel, please like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.